It has been almost a month now since I fired up the Crown Royal Stove 7300 MP, and I have done a couple ash cleanouts from the ash pan down on the bottom. I did one video on that, and then I have since then, I know I've been trying to get like a coal and a base of ashes and coals built up on the bottom of the firebox on top of the shaker grates. And I'm getting that. I think it's pretty much established fairly well. I did do an ash clean out last week, and so I'm not sure how much more ash has fallen down into the ash pan, but today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to check the multi-pass up here and clean that out, because that is something that I didn't have on the Woodmaster 4400. I wasn't able to like actually look inside of where the smoke or the exhaust, the fumes travel. And so I think that is probably going to need a cleaning out, and it's just a matter of like kind of like scraping the sides off and seeing what's all built up in there. It is probably going to have quite a bit build up, just because that is the nature of these outdoor wood furnaces. When they're sitting idle, like right now, there's just nothing but smoke slowly coming off the fire, traveling up through the inside of the furnace and then going out the stack. And while it's doing that, it's kind of moving slow and it's kind of cool. So that cold, slow moving smoke will build up some creosote. And just to kind of explain how this kind of works, or from at least my understanding, the blowers in the back, they force air in on the bottom under the fire, and there's also air being forced in on the top. Now, inside the firebox, the path of the fumes and the smoke is to exit out the back here, and then it travels forward and then goes up and then travels back again before going out the stack. So when the blowers turn on, that air is being pushed that way to the front, which then brings all those gases back and then hits the, I guess, like other blower, the secondary burn on the top of the firebox. So all of that is happening, and then as the exhaust goes out the back, again, it travels forward. And so in that traveling back and forth, that's where you get the multi-pass. And to access those chambers, this is the door right here. So we are going to open that up and we're going to take a look at it. And inside there is also, in between each of those chambers, is part of the water jacket. So let's just see, we are at 175. So I don't know if there's really going to be a lot of smoke in here or not, but let's just take a look. Oh yeah. So there is definitely some buildup on the door. You can see that. And there's definitely some buildup on the bottom. So that right there, that is part of the water jacket. And so the exhaust is coming from the bottom, coming towards us. Then it goes up and it goes back that corridor right there. Let me see if I can turn the light on. There we go. We'll put a little light on the subject so we can see what we're looking at and talking about. So there is the inside, and you can kind of see the smoke coming out right now. And then when it hits this front, it goes all the way to the back. And then you might not be able to see it, but back there is the opening to the stack going up the chimney. So there is a little bit of buildup in here to scrape out. This stuff is kind of like just flaky. And even on the door here. All right, let's get this cleaned out. First thing, I'm gonna clean the door here. Ooh. And now we'll turn our attention to the inside of the multi-pass. It looks like up top here, that isn't too bad. Just right on the front here. All right, I didn't knock this stall down because I just wanted to show how much there was. And I missed a little bit. 1 second. And there we go. There is all of the buildup that I kind of just scraped out from this multi-pass chamber. And there's still a little bit on there, but again, this is very typical with outdoor wood boilers or furnaces, outdoor wood furnace, whatever you want to call them. Creosote buildup is just something that you're always going to have just because of the way that these systems operate. Here's another closer look at some of the creosote flakes, I guess, that was inside that multi-pass chamber. Pretty dry and brittle, not like the, sometimes like in the old Woodmaster, I would get like just real like heavy, like almost tar creosote. This stuff is pretty dry and brittle. But there it is. There's what was in the multi-pass after about a month, well, a month and a half, because I did have this burning in September. I shut it down, I started it back up, so about a month and a half. So there we go. There is the cleaning out of the multi-pass chamber on the Crown Royal 7300 MP. First time that I have ever done that. So I'm not sure how often. I'm guessing probably like every month would be a good time to check it. The amount of creosote that came out, I guess, I don't know if that's normal, if that's a lot, but things have been burning. It's been burning very well. So I don't think that it's an excessive amount of creosote. If I were to guess, I would say that's probably pretty normal, the amount that came out of there, either normal or maybe even below normal. Because, like I said, it's been about a month and a half. But one of the things that just gets added to the maintenance list when having an outdoor wood furnace. Typically, like on my old one, it was just removing the ash. And on this one, there is that, you do have access to that multi-pass chamber. So that is just another thing to check and clean out. So the next time I check the ash and do the ash clean out on the bottom, I'll bring you guys along and we'll check in to see just how that base is building up, how those coals and ashes on top of that shaker grate are looking. But that's it for now. Just today, checking the multi-pass chamber and cleaning it out on the Crown Royal 7300 MP.